Who didn't see this coming?
I need your help to save my farm and many other farms. We are possibly going to lose our farm if NRCS doesn't hold up their contract with us. So the reason that they're not able to hold up the contract is our EQIP program, which is cost sharing on fences, waters, a well, and some seedings, was funded by the Inflation Reduction Act. Because of the executive orders, there's a pause or a freeze on the funding through the Inflation Reduction Act.
So that creator, and there are many others, is a farmer. And many of the people who run small family farms are starting to find out that with the Trump administration taking over, those family farms are at risk of going under. And why are they at risk of going under? It's because the Trump administration has generated chaos across all the different sectors of the economy, and they've specifically rescinded some of the key elements of the Inflation Reduction Act, which directly impacts those farmers. When you think about how those impacts take shape, farmers have to enter into contract based on what they project for the upcoming year. So these farmers were expecting those contracts to be upheld coming out of the Inflation Reduction Act, and they made investments in their farms as a result. And those investments not only include equipment, but they include seed and infrastructure and all sorts of different things like that. Now, you have to pay that money up front to get access to those materials, but you're banking on those upfront expenses to be taken care of on the back end when the government grants come through. Well, guess what? The Trump administration has nuked all of those payments. And now those farmers who in large majorities voted for Trump are starting to feel the pressure and the pain that the Trump administration is bringing forward. This shouldn't be a surprise. In the first Trump administration, because of his foolish trade war that he engaged in, it ended up costing the American taxpayer a massive amount in terms of an agricultural bailout. It was one of the biggest agricultural bailouts in history, all because of Trump's economic illiteracy and his insistence on moving forward on a trade war. And these farmers, again, ignored the damage that was caused by the Trump administration and voted for him again. Here's what's interesting. That particular creator never once directly pointed at the Trump administration's actions as part of the reason why his farm might go under. This failure to admit a fundamental truth is a problem that exists within MAGA circles. So now all of these people are finding out that they're at risk of losing their entire livelihoods because they made a bad decision, and they're still afraid to admit that Trump is the reason why their farms are going under. Until and unless all of these Trump voters admit that their vote for Trump was mistaken and they are leading the charge in opposition to Trump's policies, don't expect any sympathy from the rest of us.